Ayman Khan here, 4 seconds out with a towering Kelson Mitchell in the Tibbs gym. Kelson, sir, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm very good, doing very well.
Good to see that you're doing well. Good to see you in the gym. Mark, it assures me that you're one to watch, one to keep an eye on, especially with, I heard you on the pads, cracking power there. But let's just rewind a little bit in terms of boxing, where you are and what got you into boxing in the first place. What got you to in the ring? What got you to put on the gloves for the first time?
In the ring, it was actually a family member, my uncle, got me into boxing. He used to box himself. Nothing too serious, more white collar. But for I think it was my 10th birthday, brought me down the gym or something like that. He brought me down the gym. I just fell in love with it from there, to be honest. Just the sport, just the smell when you walk into the gym, to all of it. New gloves, new boots, all of that. But yeah, that's where my love for boxing came from. Wow.
Did you ever watch any fights growing up? Were you a boxing fan?
Yeah, I did. Growing up, I watched a lot of Mayweather during 2010 to 2015 era, you know. Mayweather was my favourite fighter at the time back then, I would say, yeah.
In terms of your amateur grounding, Mark assures me again that you've had a lot of amateur grounding, looking to turn pro soon. But what have your accomplishments been? What have your experiences been in the amateur game?
In the amateur game, I had 30 fights in the amateur game, lost about 3 or 4. Boxed in Sweden in the box cup, Redditch box cup I've done. Got to the finals of schools. But yeah, that's about it, to be honest, obviously. Yeah, that's about it.
In terms of refining your skills for the pro game, what are the differences for training for an amateur bout and training with Mark?
Training with Mark is a lot more intense. A lot more intense. I can tell you that for free. Every day we're grinding, we're working every day. Obviously not punching every day. We're doing cardio, or it could be the weight room, whatever. But yeah, a lot more intense. But also in the program, I've noticed that you can take your time a lot more. Whereas in the amateurs, it's very fast paced, a lot of punches thrown. But yeah, pro is definitely different. It's definitely a big step up, big step up.
It's a difficult process trying to wind down the amateur style and turn it into a pro style.
It is a lot different to what I'm used to. As I did take a short break from the sport. It's a lot different. It is a lot different. Yeah.
Because of that short break, Mark was saying that you have a basketball background as well. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. I played basketball in college for a while. Then I went to university at Hertfordshire. Made a Division 1 team and everything, first team. I did enjoy the sport, but yeah, boxing's where my heart's at.
It would be a shock to you to tell that I was okay at basketball at school level, not at college level. That was the land of the giants, and you guys went out instead of me. But no, I really thoroughly enjoyed basketball. But just in terms of basketball and boxing, two completely different sports. Was there anything that you could take over from basketball training into boxing?
Definitely footwork, 100% footwork. Basketball's a lot of footwork. As you know, you said you played basketball before. A lot of fundamentals with your feet, whereas in boxing, feet is important. It's the key that unlocks your hands, to be honest. If you have better footwork, you won't be able to get your shots off. So yeah, definitely my footwork has correlated into boxing again very well, I'd say. That's the thing I've brought back with me.
How would you describe yourself as a fighter?
As a fighter, I would say I'm very rangy, very rangy. Could say I punch a bit hard, so yeah, very rangy. I like to keep everyone on the outside, but I don't mind the inside. I don't mind the little war. As you can tell, I can bang a little bit, but yeah, I can move my feet well as well. I feel like for a big guy, I'm 6'5", I can move my feet quite fast, thanks to basketball as well. But yeah, I'd say rangy. If I had to sum it up one word, very rangy.
As a fighter, obviously being a fighter that can crack as well, has a bit of a punch to them. I like to ask fighters who have that power, I like to ask them where they think it comes from. Do they think it comes from birth, or do they think you train it? For you, where do you think your power comes from?
I think I'm born with it, to be honest. I think you're born with it. You either have it or you don't. If you don't have it, you can train to have a decent crack, don't get me wrong. You can bang, but if you're born with it, you can tell. You can almost tell, like, because I've only been back for about 2 months, I think, now with Mark. We've been taking a look at me, and from the very jump, you can say I could bang. And that was like 4 years out of the sport playing basketball. So I definitely think I'm born with it, 100%.
How quick or when do you think you'll be looking to turn pro?
Hopefully, by the end of the year, I'd like to be having a conversation with Mark. Maybe. I don't want to rush things. I've got time. I'm only young still. Like I said, I started a couple months ago in September. We're now in what, November? I'd say at the end of the year, I'd like to get a sort of update to see where I'm at, see what Mark thinks, and then go from there.
In terms of that fight future, and you're talking about that power that you have, do you feel like in a social media generation that if you got power, if you're fighting in boxing, you have to create moments, you have to create highlight reel knockouts to really push yourself and keep your name in people's mouths?
It definitely helps. It definitely does help. I don't think you have to, as long as you do what you need to win the fight, of course. But knocking people out, highlight reels, it creates revenue and it creates people coming to want to watch you, if you get what I mean. So it does help. I don't think it's a necessity at all though, but it definitely does help.
What weight are you looking to fight at?
Possibly light heavy, super middle maybe. But yeah, we'll wait till the end of the year and then we'll see.
Do you keep an eye on the boxing scene domestically or internationally in terms of those two weights?
To be honest with you, only recently now because I've come back to the sport. But while I was playing basketball, I sort of took a break from boxing and everything to do with boxing. But yeah, now I'm back. I'm definitely looking out for guys.
Have you your thoughts on a couple of things? I imagine you've seen Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Did you watch that fight? What did you think of it?
I was actually out, you know. It was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I was with my missus in Novikov. I did have the phone on the table. I know guys will think that's bad, but I was watching it. I was very surprised with the knockdown, but of course, Ngannou's got raw power, as you could tell. The controversy with the scoring, I didn't get to watch the full fight, as I've said. So I'd have to watch that and see what I think for myself. But I can't really comment on that one too much. But yeah.
You watch any UFC? Were you expecting it from Francis?
I did expect that from Francis, as I've seen highlights. I'm not a big UFC fan, but I know a couple of guys in that scene. And I do admire the sport. I do like to watch it, but not too tough. But yeah, I did expect that from Francis, to be honest. He has got raw power, you can tell just by looking at him. Yeah.
In terms of your fighting career so far, have you mixed it with and sparred with some of the light heavyweights and the super middleweights that are on the scene right now?
Not yet, to be honest with you, not yet. I've had to move around with a couple people. Whoever Mark puts me in there with, I'm happy to learn and, you know, prosper, but no one really that I could tell you a name. Middleweight, that is, yeah.
Is there anyone you're looking to target to spar?
Not really, to be honest. Just everyone above me, I'm looking to get some work in. It's good work. That's all I can say. It's good work. It'll be good for me to progress.
Fair enough. Good attitude to have. Kelson, leave the final word with you. For people who are looking to follow your journey, watching this interview, where can they find you on social media, what your presence is, and what can you give them to expect from you in the ring?
Fireworks. One word. That's it. Just fireworks.
Social medias?
Social medias, Kelson Mitchell 6 on Instagram. That's what I use, really, to be honest with you. So yeah, just get out my Insta.
Kelson Mitchell. Do you have a nickname yet?
Hammer Hands.
Hammer Hands.
Gifted me with Hammer Hands.
Hammer Hands. Is that before or after the name?
Sorry, what's that?
Is it Hammer Hands Kelson Mitchell or Kelson?
Hammer Hands Mitchell. That's what he's given me. Kelson Hammer Hands Mitchell.
It's an interesting, unique name. Kelson Hammer Hands Mitchell. Pleasure speaking to you. Looking forward to seeing the ring. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out.